Hey guys, welcome to the channel of Raid and Trade. We're here at the Eindhoven Regional and I just got second place playing Mathmech. I went 6-1, we played 7 rounds, we were about, I think, 93 players. Yeah. So let's just get into the deck profile. I played, of course, 3 circular, best card in the deck, pretty broken. There's no hand trap in the game that trades positively against this, or even. I guess Shifter prevents it, but that's about it. 3 diameter, second best Mathmech, best extender if you already had access to circular or you want to push through interruption. Then 2 of each to subtraction, 2 addition, and 2 sigma. Sigma is the one that you primarily want to send off circular, and you kind of want to have another one in rotation just because it banishes itself after it's summoned. And then 2 of each of the extender names. You don't want to see multiples, and they do basically the same thing, so 2 of each is pretty fine. Then 1 equation and 1 factorial. I don't think the second factorial is needed, especially since I don't play desires. I think turn 3 you just kill them. Then 3 exceed as a Cyberse extender, also with any hand trap and Almirage. This lets you combo. Then for search spells, 3 mining and 3 small world, just for consistency. I think small world is absolutely mandatory. It can bridge you into many things. I played a few cards as one-offs that you're going to see that make small world really versatile. Is also going second card. Then for hand traps, Mathmech is basically a hand trap deck, but we're playing 12 only, so to speak. Which are the most generic ones, I guess, and Nibiru, just because it's pretty good in the format right now. You kind of want this as a safety net against Kashira, so you don't get fully zone locked or FTK'd. One issue with this deck is as soon as people realize you're on a bunch of hand traps, they will try to go just the rise hard pass after game 1. So you need to have a backup plan for that. So you kind of have to respect it. Read your opponent, what do you think their playstyle is, see if they, game 1, respect certain hand traps, or if they just always go for combo, and then you have to make a decision post-siding. Do you side against the Rise Hard Pass, or do you side against full combo, full hand traps? Because stuff like Valor or Ash is alright, but if they still make a Rise Hard, you're still losing to them. Then I played 3 Eclipse, just because it alone outs combo, it's a good card going first. And it's very generic in the format right now. It only really sucks against Despia. And then I played 1 of each, 1 Jizukiro and 1 Lava Golem. These are both searchable by Small World, and they full different roles. This one you search if, maybe there's only 1 monster, obviously, and you still get your normal summon, because extending by a diameter can be very crucial in forcing or playing through interruption. And then Lava Golem, just in case you need to out, let's say, an entire Kashira board pretty much, and you already have circular access. Jizukiro, by the way, not because it's typing or like attack matters, but it's just the easiest one to bridge into from Small World. I guess this or Thunder King, both work. Then for the extra deck, I played 2 Inversion, this is standard. I decided to only play 1 Laplace. Probably would only play the second if you play the trap. I've seen people play 2, but I think the extra deck right now is way too tight because of Kashira. Then I played 1 Lingereaver. You could technically play 2 of this just to play around Ibli. 1 Almirage. It makes you hand traps, pseudo starters, combo pieces. You can normal summon them. Use like one of the Mathmech extenders like Subtraction or Addition and still make a Heat Soul with a hand trap, for example. 1 Splash Mage. This could have and probably should have been 2. I lost 1 game because I only played 1. But you don't necessarily need it for OTKing or even comboing turn 1. Sometimes comes up if you want to go Heat Soul, but usually you have Heat Soul materials anyways. Then double Update Jammer. You want this because as soon as you use Circular, Update Gem or OTK becomes your main win con, and you can never have it ripped by Kashira. Let's say you Ash their Unicorn and they see you only play one Update Gemmer, then either you're not using Circular or you're not killing them, and that's not a good game plan. One Wicked, it's only important going first, so this is totally fine as a one-off. Searches to follow up. One Masquereno, this is kind of a flex spot. I don't think I've ended on it like more than once today. That's pretty flexible if you have a lot of extenders going first and not as many hand traps. And this goes together with Apollosa. So let's say, for example, you play against a very hardcore combo deck and you didn't draw into Nib of your first Heat Soul draw, or you have 5 engine cards in hand, you don't have a small board to search for Nibiru, then you probably would go for an IP lane. Then one Transcode, things self-explanatory. One Heat Soul, this is on your end board 95% of the time, draws into non-engine. Getting 2 draws and forcing your opponent to clear this, even though it's not technically interruption, is pretty strong. And then double access code, also needed because of Kashtira. And sometimes you can force like an Imperm and then make a second one, but that didn't really come up today. Then for side deck, I played 3 Gamma and a Driver. This was the MVP today, I think. Gamma being a generic hand trap that you compare with the other hand traps and still being incredibly strong on its own, actually wins so many games right now, because Kashira is a deck that does have certain extenders, but let's say they open Unicorn, you Gamma it, there's only so many extenders they can have. Versus if you Veiler it, they always go with Shangri-La and they back it up with, and if they back it up with like a Judgment, then you're probably still losing or you're not in a very good position. But if you Gamma them and their only extender is like, let's say a Rysard or whatever, then that's stuck in their hand, and most of their non-engine is that they side going first protects their monsters on the field. So they have like Lances, they have Judgments, whatever. They're not very good at stopping you from OTKing. So I think Gamma just generically being very good is worth the break right now. But then I also decided to Contact C mainly for Despia. You could also cite this against Cash, it's not bad, but I didn't really have the space because all of my main cards are already good against Cash, and then I'm citing the Gammas as well. Then 2 Gammas Yell. This was what I meant when I said you have to read your opponent whether they're going to go a right-side pass, because then you want more Kaijus. These can be different Kaijus from the one in the main deck, because you would never small world for them, or very rarely, only if they Diablosis or Rice-Hearted your Jizukiro. So these are totally fine to be just the smaller Kaijus that Heat Soul can get over for some damage. Then I played 3 Denko Sekka against Labyrinth. This deck doesn't rely on its normal summon necessarily, and even if you have like a bad hand against Labyrinth, if they don't expect it, you can, most of the time, if they don't have Lady access, like Hard Draw Lady, because if they have Welcome Labyrinth, of course, Denko just kills that. You can just normal summon Denko Sekka and pass back to them. There's not a lot of proactive plays in that deck that clear Denko Sekka without traps. I played 1 Eccentric, because it's a Floodgate out, you can search with Small World. And 3 D-Barrier for going first. Just generically best Floodgate right now. Kind of sucks against Kashira, but I think it's still the best we have. That's like generic. Yeah, first of all, I think Mathmech right now is a very decent call, because it's probably the best hand trap deck. It kind of competes with Evil Twin Sprite, I guess. But Mathmech can kill your opponent very easily if you stop them. Mathmech also usually loses to Bystials, but they are not very popular right now. And all the hand traps that are very popular right now, like Nibiru, Imperm, Ash. Ash is alright, but the others trade really poorly into the deck. Yeah, for the deck idea, big shoutouts to Jinkabui. I was testing Brave Mathmech and Traptrix Mathmech before. He convinced me that having the Brave cards, having 3 Brave card bricks in the deck is just not worth the spots. Going over 40 as well in that deck decreases your circular chances. And just having a very consistent list that plays the most non-engine was definitely the way to go, I think. So this list is very heavily inspired by his. Yeah, also, of course, shout out to Raid and Trade and my teammates for testing and sponsoring. Yep. And I think that's about it. See you